She's no good, and he's sleeping. In fact, I'm going to go back to the name for him, Sleepy Joe, instead of Crooked Joe. I think that Crooked Joe, Crooked Joe, Crooked Joe. This November, we're going to win the White House, and we're going to take back our country.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
Oh, the mic. Yeah, I think the mic stinks.
On the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Kamala has no idea what the hell she's doing. Her father is a Marxist professor, and I believe he taught her well. Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
In a saga of twists and high-stakes drama, Donald Trump staged the most stunning comeback in US political history. It all began with Trump seizing on GOP frustrations over surging illegal border crossings and voter fraud fears, promising decisive action from day one in office.
So on day one, I will seal the border and I will shut down the invasion of our country. It's an invasion. This isn't a normal situation. This is an invasion. 3 years ago, we had the most secure border in U.S. history by far. We built 561 miles of border wall. You know, if there's a little piece, if there's a nail from a wall that was there 75 years ago, a little bit of a nail left from the rust, or if there's a 2x4 that's rotted out laying on the ground someplace, they say, that's not a border wall, that's a renovation. No, it's not a renovation. It was, you'd see little areas where you'd have some dead wood rotting on the ground for 40 years. We built over 500 miles, much more than I said I was going to do. And then we had an additional 200 miles that we were getting ready to put up. We could have done it in 3 weeks. He could have done it. And they decided not to do it. And that was a terrible thing because our border is a mess.
His relentless attacks on rival Joe Biden, branding him as Sleepy Joe and Crooked Biden, fueled his campaign.
Crooked Joe, worst president in the history of our country by far. In fact, Jimmy Carter is a very happy man because his administration is brilliant by comparison.
But the road to White House wasn't that easy. Trump survived impeachment, court cases, and 2 assassination attempts. Elon Musk, the tech billionaire, made waves by fully endorsing Trump's hours after the attack, sparking national headlines.
And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight! Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You've got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting. I still can't believe that's real. So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's what's going on. If they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America.
The drama hits its peak when Trump appeared at the Republican National Convention, a bandage over his ear, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers he faced.
As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me, what happened? Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened, and you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing, and the campaign was doing really well. I went to the stage, and the crowd was cheering wildly. Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily because I was discussing the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage. These are great people, at great risk, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected. There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that.
Then came the shocker. President Joe Biden abruptly withdrew from the race just months before Election Day, leaving the Democratic Party in chaos. Biden's exit followed a disastrous debate performance and a series of public blunders that derailed his credibility.
On the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Seizing the moment, Trump brought Musk into the campaign. Musk poured $130 million into swing states and mobilized voters through his social media platform, X. Trump's September debate with Kamala Harris provided another defining moment as his sharp jibes about illegal migrants went viral, sparking a meme frenzy. Then came the night of November 5. Donald Trump took the stage in Florida to declare victory, surrounding himself with a huge group of families, allies, and campaign advisors.
Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. Incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?